Dajahao. I'm here at the McDonald's of Porta Nuova. I'm drinking my magic coffee, and you can see there are many people over there. So the cleaning man waiting for the big and high calories lunch, dinner. Sorry, it's a dinner. Now it's 19:37, so I have around half an hour for finish the coffee and eating my panino. And then I will go on the train. Okay, attempt number 2. I'm in the bed. And the last video, I just wasted 5 minutes of my life because I pushed the wrong button and everything stopped. So, okay, let's try another time. I'm here in the cabin. I'm the only one. I am in the 3rd floor. You can see it is quite high here, and I have my button. Someone? No. I have my button for the lights off, on, off, on. Ooh. And also white, light blue. I think for the night we're going to be. In this kind of train, it is worse than the airplanes. The toilets are little, and in this case there is a few water flowing from the tap. Quite embarrassing situation. I prefer not to do the noisy boy, because I was lucky they let my bicycle passing without the bag in the train. Usually I should have the big bag for putting inside the bike, the dismounted bike. I should remove the saddle, frontal bag, the rear bag, maybe also the carrier. I don't know. In 3 days it will be funny in Naples. This night I'm the only one in the night train. There are me and the girl woman in the cabin beside. But I think people have something more amazing to do in the last day of the year. But for me, it's quite good to stay here. This is a kind of new experience. I never slept in a train. My father did this kind of stuff, moving from Qiqihar to Beijing in 2009. When he took the train, he found an old woman sleeping in his seat. Quite funny situation, but okay. Nothing to be to be explained now. Okay, now it's cold, so I will go to ask for some baits, some cover for me. My bed should be the 3rd one. The first in the floor, but it was too cold, so I prefer to to climb up to the 3rd one. And they were also quite gentle, because they provided me some basic stuff, for example the water and the mask for the eyes, shampoo. What is that? Wow, something for sewing. I'm not able, but I will take with me. You never know what can happen. I cannot see. Come on, focus, please. Yeah, now it's clear. Chupin, some tissue. Good for me. Okay, now I go to ask the covers. Bye bye. Hi, I'm here in Savignano Irpino. It is built in the top of a hill, and it has been quite tough to get here with the bike. But okay, the view special. It's very high. It's around 650 meters, and I am nearby the ancient castle of Guevara. Guevara. It's the family name of the last family who owned the castle. This is the castle. There is only a cross visible from outside. It is possible to enter during the normal days through this door, but today is the first day of the year, so everything is closed, especially in the south of Italy. So I choose to climb over there. It is quite easy, and I took several pictures as panorama. You can see in the related section of the website. Even if it's January, the sun is quite hard to bear. Now it's time to have a drink. Now I am in Benevento, once one of the most powerful cities in the south of Italy, and this is the church of Santa Sofia, very ancient church built by, I think, the grandfather of the king of Longobards, called Desiderio, the last one. He lost the war against Carlo Magno. And while Benevento was still a very powerful city, they decided to build here one of the strangest church in the south of Italy. The particularity of that church is that inside there is a 6 sides hexagon. Of course, all the hexagons have 6 sides. Anyway, that was the first. And nobody saw that kind of style before, because the Romanian and Byzantine churches didn't have anything similar. And in 2011 it has been inserted among the UNESCO Patrimonio, I don't know in English, something human beings, well, made in a good way. This is the plaza with the obeliscus and the waterfall in the meanwhile. There is also this big tower built in another moment of the history. In the other side, the beginning of Benevento, there is the Arch of Trajan that has been built when the Emperor Traiano finished to build a new road connecting Benevento to Brindisi. Before there was another road, but it was much more hilly and long, sneaky, too many bends. And so Romans, I think in the 1st century after Christ, decided to build a new road. So that was the starting point of the power of Benevento. Benevento had a kind of peak in power when they built this church, Santa Sofia, in the 7th century. And then the things for Longobards didn't go very well, because they lost a war against Carlo Charlemagne, comment il appelle en France. And Benevento had 2 or 3 centuries in which it was a very powerful city, self-governed. Indeed, it has been a sort of capital, a second Pavia. Pavia was the first capital of the main capital city of Longobards kingdom. But then, after Carlo Magno took it, Benevento became the first. They need a capital, of course. And that lasted until the beginning of the second millennium, when Normans came to south of Italy and they conquered all the area. Benevento lost his pride, his centrality, and Normans started to build several castles between this sea, Tyrrhenian Sea, that now is 100 kilometers. No, it's not 100, it's only 70, and I still have many kilometers to do. And Normans finished to build many monasteries and many castles, starting from here to Ariano Irpino, that I visited yesterday, and Foggia and Salerno, all the south of Italy, as you know. But Benevento, at the beginning of the last millennium, was one of the most powerful cities in the world. Villa Irpino.
Continue for 1 kilometer.
On the way for Avellino, 20 kilometers. People living in the countryside, doing countryside job. Panda, that car, they sold 1 million only in the south of Italy. The road here is quite smooth, quite flat, much better than the hilly road connecting Foggia to Ariano Irpino. Policeman. But I can use the phone while I'm biking. They cannot say anything to me. Shitty road. Italian, you know, in Italy we built too many roads. Now the management cost raised after the crisis. There are few money, few people, and so the roads are left behind. Welcome in Avellino. It seems Changsha. Maybe before the government would put some money to rebuild. Okay, not so bad. But as the first impact, Benevento seemed better. Trutrum, shitty roads. Shitty roads, take me home to the place I belong, Avellino. can't, mama. Avellino City. It's colder and colder, and I still have 2 hours by bike to do. Some little history of Avellino. Avellino has always been the little brother of Benevento, because they are nearby and they are connected by a short path, not so slope. It is quite flat, the road to come here. Okay, after the Benevento city fall down after 1000 after Christ, Anno Domini, I think it is the right pronunciation. It became a principate, so all the power come here, and the city known a good development. Here, notable, there is quite nothing. I noticed very good looking clock tower in the city center, but nothing special. It is here are always bad and bad. It has been built in the beginning of 1400, I think, something like this. Maybe it's better to cut this. It was built on a previous watchtower that was built on a old church. So it is always built on something existing. Okay, the things to talk about here are quite few. The temperature is not so high, so I will keep the sweater and the down jacket all the way to Salerno. I'm quite full. I ate a lot, my special panino, and very good coffee. It's true, here nearby Napoli the coffee has a better taste. Don't ask me why. The last thing, during the World War II in 1943, the city known a very stiff and hard bombardment. City during the World War II known a very hard bombardment from the Allies. Since they wanted to stop the retirement of the Nazi troops, they chose to drop a lot of bombshell here in this little city, and it is calculated that 1 inhabitant over 8 just died because of the bombardment. So this is a quite sad bracket in the Avellino story. Nowadays it is mainly a commercial city, and it has the same number of inhabitants than Benevento, so they are quite the same as economy, but I think Benevento is a little bit more beautiful and with more history. Avellino, it's possible to see the development just happen in more recent times. This is the enemy of every cyclist. I will show you how difficult it is. Maybe, of course, you don't feel the state of my ass, but trust me, it is shitty. All the city is paved in this way. I know it's cheap, it's It's hard to broke, it is long lasting, but come on, we are in 2020. It's impossible to do that. Nuts! This area is famous also for the nuts. In this season, these are the gems, the fruit. In this season, they should be sleeping, but okay, the heart is getting hotter, so everything is anticipated of 1 or 2 months as well. Suriente. I've arrived here yesterday at 5 p.m. more or less. The city is much beautiful, and after you go down from the higher part of this area, you can feel the air is going to change. That's because of the sea. Ooh. Okay, now I'm climbing towards Amalfi. This part of Italy is famous for the rocks falling down on the road. The maintenance is not so well made, and so I have to do a big circle around the mountain and to climb through a pass. Sort of mountain pass. Is not so high. It's 750 meter. The Chianti path. This is Salerno. It is only 7:30, but it is just full of car, full of noise. You can see Salerno is an harbor city. A lot of goods from all over the world. Quite beautiful. Also the road is good. Yesterday evening I went to eat in a Chinese restaurant. Even if I'm in one of the most delicious part of Italy, I choose to go to Chinese restaurant because do not kill me, because I wanted to practice. You know, study Chinese kind of hard, and sometimes I miss my classroom. Anyway, I went to eat in Sulongchun restaurant in the summer part of Salerno. Another one. Hey. It's good to have the cell phone. You can use it as a mirror. Now the road is this. It will. I will spend the next 3 hours going the other side of the hill and climbing the pass. Next stop is Amalfi. This is Napoli. This is a third world city. Please do not come here. Look the road, look my face. Do not come here. We are wasting water. Okay, let's start another time. This is the one of the main churches in Napoli. It is called Basilica di San Francesco di Paola. It is a kind of example of neoclassical architectonic current. Neoclassical, it has been quite a weird movement into the art because it boomed while Italy was very poor in the middle of 18th century. So it didn't look other people something over their eyes. I repeat, Italy was quite poor, so the development was not uniform and widespread all over the peninsula. Rotating clockwise, there is the Palazzo della Prefettura. Okay, the name is self-explaining because nowadays this is the main headquarters for the offices of the Prefetto of Napoli. Prefetto is an Italian ruler. Che cazzo è il prefetto? The prefetto basically is the representative of the central government in the peripheral areas. So it is under the Ministero degli Interni, something like this. When I'm fined and I think I'm in the right, I will send an email, a PEC email to the Prefetto of Turin in order to fight against the bill. But I never receive answers. Basically, they read my mail, they took some time for deciding, and then they forget. And that's all.